Hello, welcome to the Black Hearted Oracle. Now, before we get started, I'd like to pay homage and reverence to Mother Sustainer, Father Creator, and of course my beautiful ancestors. Now, this is part 3 of a reading that I was guided to do, and it's just an energy checkup for the collective while we're going through this quarantine. Okay, so let's get started. On the board, well, no, sorry. This message comes from our great ancestors. You know, my beautiful ancestors, your beautiful ancestors. Things that, that's what I asked for, messages from our ancestors. Now, what we have on the board, we have recovery, we have choices, the staircase, and we have work through your fears, new moon in Scorpio. Then we have bittersweet, the bouquet, and full moon in Scorpio, it's time to release negativity. Now, what I want to say starting with here is that this is a transformational time, right? New beginnings by closing things out. You know, and it's a cycle of death and rebirth because both the Scorpio cards are the first things that first messages from the ancestors. And we have recovery. So it's telling us that no matter what is going on, we're going to be giving the keys to recovery. So we shouldn't fret. Because as one door closes, another one opens. So we should always be mindful of this. And right now we're at a point in choices, right? We can either choose to go left or we can either choose to go right. And as I spoke about in the previous reading of a splitting of the earth from ones who want to dwell in higher vibrations and ones who want to continue or want to descend into lower vibrations, right? And the bittersweet card speaks of even though things may be not as we would want them to, and there's a tinge of sadness that we still have to carry on for the future generations and shield them a little bit. I mean, not to keep them naive and in the dark, but, you know, shield them from the unnecessary turmoil. You know, because kids can be a bit lost in their emotions. So we don't need to let them know every single detail, you know, and rob them of their joys in this time. And the flowers, the bouquet, it speaks of gifts, you know, of things turning out, even though we go through a time of where things are bittersweet, you know, being that we are at a point where things aren't going in the way that we want. We've never really, I mean, most of us who have been alive have never experienced something like this. But it's saying that there are gifts coming in that will allow us to be able to see the sweet out of the bitter. And it's being advised that we release our negativity. Okay, so let's get into the messages. Why is the recovery card here for the collective? Why is the recovery card here for the collective? Thank you. Yeah. The moon. So it's saying things that were hidden, they're going to be exposed, and maybe the information that's coming out is going to have to make us take a pause, as we're doing anyway, and really allow this information to sink in, because as one door closes, another one opens, right? So we're going to have to be able to look at things from different perspectives. More on the moon in reverse and the recovery card, please. Yeah. So things are going to come out, but it's going to force our recovery. So it's going to get us to a point where we're going to have to move forward boldly. we're going to have to work through these fears so that we can move forward in the direction that we're going to have to choose. Yeah. And find the justice in this situation. Yeah, so you're going to have to do what you know is right. Sorry, I was not ready for that. And as we can see, those are 3 major arcanas. And I just would like to point out as well that that is the Justice card, which represents Libra, and we are having a Libra full moon today. Okay? Why is the Choices card here for the collective? What are these choices? 2. Okay, so 1 is things not moving fastly, no quick communication. Yeah. So not putting out our beliefs, not defending our beliefs through messages. What is the other choice for the collective? Renewal. To make a judgment call. To really take this time to recover. And to make a judgment call to see if we really are where we want to be. Emotionally, financially, physically. One more on this renewal and the other choice, please, for the collective. Yeah, the Knight of Fire came right back out. Okay. Okay. So if there was something that was unstable in your life, or if this is just a move for you, like you're moving locations because of something that has happened in your life that calls for you to move, then it's just saying that you're going to make a judgment call on that and boldly move forward, right? But these are defend your beliefs and your decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. And this is events moving at a fast pace, delays are over, many things happening at once. But we know that that's not true, that right now everything is on a standstill. So the only messages that are coming through are the ones that are on the internet. So it's like saying you're going to have to make a judgment call. The choice is yours. Like, what are you trying to recover? What are these fears that the collective needs to work through? Four of Water. Yeah. You see, because everyone right now, they're going stir crazy, right? But it's asking you to really stick a pin, to take a pause in your life right now. Think about the choices that needs to be made in your life to move it forward in the way that you want to, that when this thing is over and we're starting to recover, that you can boldly move forward and receive the justice that you want. Because no longer are things hidden from you because you've done the deep inner work, right? And work through your fears about missing opportunities. Because a lot of people now, they're stuck in their home and their normal routine is broken and they're discontented and bored. But what they need to do is open their eyes to the possibilities that are there for them. Why is it bittersweet? Why is bittersweet here for the collective? Thank you. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, it seems like within this time frame that a lot of marriages and a lot of established orders, this could be your job that you've been in for years. This could be a marriage that you've been in for years. This could be the fact that the churches are no longer open, and for a lot of people, what they used to lean on for their stability is no longer there as something that they can lean on, as an escape. Now that they're stuck at home with facing themselves and facing the unexpected and the uncertainty of the times, you have to find the bittersweetness in the situation, right? because the stability for everyone has been rocked. But you have to figure that, life still goes on. And there will be brighter days. Why is the bouquet here? What is this gift? Wow. 3 of fire. Abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. Again, it's time to release the negativity of fearing that you have missed an opportunity, when all this is a reset. I mean, the messages are the same. This is waiting on your ships to come in. Why is it's time to release negativity here for the collective? Yeah, 3 of air. It's time to work through this bittersweetness that you're having. Whatever secrets, whatever intuition, whatever deep knowing came to you that made you feel like you needed to recover and things were a bit bittersweet at this moment, and you're feeling like you've lost so many opportunities, or you're going to be losing so many opportunities, it's telling you that it's time for this great sadness to be over. It's time for us to try to raise our vibrations by whatever means possible and not escapism. Okay? Now we'll get into the next set of messages. We have miracle, the cranes, the owls. Oh, let's do it this way so I can do both. We have abundance, love, and abundance again with the fish. And we have surrender to the divine, full moon. And we have you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. So again, calling back to the full moon that we will be experiencing today, it's telling you, like, do good works and expect miracles in your life. Think about the people who have been standing by your side, who, no matter what, has been there for you. Show tender compassion to those people. Gain the wisdom out of the situation. Right? Because both the owls right here, they're depicted with the moon as well. And the moon deals with our emotions. This card right here, I love this card, the abundance card, because what it speaks of is, perception. This man, he dropped his gold coin down the sewer, and he was so distraught over it, he spent his whole rest of his life at a bar drinking away his sorrows for losing the gold coin. But this little girl, she saw the gold coin, and she fashioned gum and string and got the gold coin and saved the gold coin till she can buy a house for herself. So it's telling you that how you see this opportunity that we have will lead to your abundance or your lack thereof. Because a lot of these cards, both of these cards speak to the same thing, of having someone who treasures your heart, someone who is there for you. And within that, realizing the abundance that you have within that. These cards speaks of the good things to come. And in my culture, it speaks of pregnancies. When you have a dream about fish and pretty clean water, it speaks about you might be pregnant or someone close to you might be pregnant. So, maybe abundance of babies will be created during this time. But whatever you're going through that's making you feel like you're not good enough and questioning your potential, questioning your ability to create the life that you want, remember, it is all about your perception. Okay? Why is the miracle card here for the collective? Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people are losing hope and are losing faith in the healing. You know, and maybe they're at a point right now where they're questioning if things will ever get back to normal. You know? But one thing I would always like to remind people is that like the only thing we can truly count on is change. So we should always be prepared for our normal to change. You know, but expect a miracle for what you think cannot be healed. Why is the star here with the miracle card? Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So, exactly. Expect healing in the home. And you might not believe that it's possible, but it is. You know, find your peace in your home. The fact that you have to be quarantined away from your distractions. Why is the cranes here? And the cranes, like for me, it speaks, it speaks about you having to come back to your same place. They come back to their same location and rebuild their nest, right? Every year, every spring. So that's the same thing that this is saying, is have the strength to know that you have the capabilities to rebuild the life to what you want. You know, just move from a place of forgiveness and compassion. Do the good works that your soul is calling for you to do. And progress with your wisdom. Because this is 11 and this goes to 12. So progress with your wisdom. All the things that you've collected along the way as in form of knowledge, use it to your benefit right now. Yeah, you see that? The Ace of Earth. So this is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is telling you within your wisdom, the things that you've collected along your lifetime, if you search it, you'll be able to find a new opportunity that can lead to success. Why is... Yeah. And this is surrender to the divine, you know? And to me, like everyone always says, this is a single card, which for sure. But to me, this is what you have to be before you enter a relationship. Or even while you're in a relationship, you should always be the 9 of Earth. You know, because it's enjoying life, little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. And if you have the Ace of Earth and the 9 of Earth, then you have the 10 of Pentacles, right? But what you're going to have to do is have faith. Put an end to anything that is blocking your faith, blocking your belief in miracles, blocking your belief in healing and hope, you know, or draining your strength. Right? Just take a pause. Think about the little things in life. Think about things that you can do to bring enjoyment in your life, even though this might be a bittersweet time for all of us. Why is the abundance card here? The Hermit. Wow. I don't know what else to say. It's the Hermit. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery. You know, the Africans, they have a proverb that says, man, know thyself. You know, if there is no enemy within, then there can be no enemy without. So it's telling you, we all are giving the opportunity. The whole world has been put on pause, pretty much. And it's time for us to really have our time to reflect, our time to see if this is really the way that we want to continue our lives. Because when the reset button is pressed, it's going to move rapidly. It's going to move fast. Remember that we had, it's not here. Oh, it's in here. We had the Chariot. So when that reset button is pressed, you know, it's going to be a whirlwind. And I don't know if people are going to be able to adjust as quickly, or they'll just fall right back into La La Land. Why is the Hermit and the Abundance card here? Thank you. Ego. Yeah. Exactly. No clearer could that be, right? This one's stuck in his ego. Woe is me. Oh, a false sense of entrapment, where he could have fashioned the same thing this little girl did and regained his coin. But this false pride has him drown in his sorrows instead of realizing that there's benefit. But this little girl, she knows what she wants. She knows the direction she's trying to take her life because she's doing the healing. She's doing the self-discovery. She's listening to the spiritual teachings. And within that, she finds her abundance. But don't get me wrong, he finds his abundance too. But it's the abundance of the things the devils offer. The things that look good, smell good, feel good, taste good, but destroys us in the end. So we got to be very, very mindful what we're choosing. Yeah. Yeah. Because our choices are going to bring a life experience, and the tower is not always bad. The tower can be wonderful. It's just things that a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. So it's just telling you that something is coming in that's you're gonna have to pick a side. What is the heart here for? Wow. Okay. Well, I guess if you're juggling and you have multiple partners right now, you're going to be in some problems, because there's too much going on at once. I need to make a decision, consider a more playful approach. And this is competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others. Let's get some more information on that. Why is the 5 of fire and the 2 of earth here? Why is the 5 of fire? Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it is. It's people that are waiting on their ships to come in, waiting on life to get back to normal. They're going stir crazy. And, they're waiting on their ships to come in, but it's not coming in. Because this is the 8 of fire, and they're being obsessed with the messages that they're being received off of the internet, off of the TV, the news, and it's causing inner turmoil. Their hearts are overburdened with this inner turmoil from the messages of what's going on. Yeah, see, look, wow, look. You got to be kidding me. 3 of fire. Their heart is in turmoil because they're waiting on their ships to come in and they're not sure what's going to happen. But they're lacking faith and hope. They can't believe in miracles right now. Let's see what's up with this 2 of earth. What's up with this 2 of earth? 2 cards, please. 2 cards. Okay. Well, I got more. Yeah. Yeah. So within the 2 of earth, it's saying be focused. There's a lot going on, but you got to be focused. You got to communicate your vision to be a leader. Advice from someone creative. But you got to be motivated and idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic at this time. Or you can stay juggling and stay expecting the worst, creating self-fulfilling prophecies and having a lot of sleepless nights. But your advice for that is not to give up and protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. Believe in miracles. Believe that you're good enough for this abundance that you're seeking. Use this time wisely, guys. You're not going to get this back. Use the time wisely. I urge you so badly. Why is the abundance card here, the fish card? Why is the abundance card here? Thank you. 10 of air. Yeah. An end of a difficult situation. Embrace the change. Expect things to get better now. Recovering from an addiction. Yeah. So if you've been addicted to a cycle of drama, a cycle of upheaval, a cycle of having to be informed and not having any time to go within to heal, it's telling you it's time to focus more on your abundance. Think about things that you have with great gratitude, the things that make you smile, you know, the things that warms your heart. Abundance in the Ten of Air, please. Thank you. Yeah. Seeds well planted, temporary pause in action, a temporary pause of action, unnecessary worry. But you don't see that. You see this as upside down, as, you know, everything is gone. But it's not. This is just a temporary pause in action. You know, but you could focus on this by realizing the truth of the matter, because this is 9 of air and this is 10 of air. So what's missing is the truth that you're not really open to right now. Why is you are good enough here? Aw. There's no self-love here. So the ones who are going through this bottom situation, there's no self-love here. You know, your cup is empty. But you're good enough. You just have to work on you. You just have to take this time. Look, you have to work on your confidence and your warmth and know that you're intelligent. And yes, you can be graceful. Because it's time to stretch your wings and fly and not to underestimate yourself. And it's time to assert your independence and creativity. So that you can stand in this 9 of Pentacle Earth element, right? And you can see the opportunity that your wisdom has given you. Sorry. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the collective? Sun, look at that. Brighter days. I'm going to check the time. Okay. So there's brighter days coming if we're willing to accept them, you know. But as again, this is the renewal. You have to review and evaluate yourself. A favorable assessment of facts. Yes, if you can stick with the truth and not the fantasy, not the running media outline. Is there anything else? Thank you. 10 of Earth. Look, the 10 of Earth is here again. But you're going to have to focus on the better things in your life. Show gratitude for the little things. For the fact that you even get time to actually spend with your family. You know, the ones that you're quarantined with. Or even if you don't have family in your home and you're a single person, you know, reach out to them because they're home. Yeah. Because even though we might be restricted, there's an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, and people are afraid to take actions on the things that they truly desire because there's a uncertainty. But remember that the first cards were speaking of recovery. Yeah. Events that occur at great speed, take time to carefully review your options and creative solutions. So there's going to be things that are happening and it's going to feel like a whirlwind around us. But we're going to have to be very, very careful of the way that we're moving. You know, whatever faith it is that you believe in that will strengthen you, then do that. Lean on the things that you know are true at this time in your life. 3 more cards, please. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Traditional beliefs and viewpoints, methods, spiritual organizations, seek out mentors and like-minded people. So this is a time to look for your soul tribe. You know, the ones who gravitate to you, the ones who believe as you would believe. It's a time to call on your faith. Yeah, and your deep intuition. You know, have patience, trust your gut, learn to trust yourself. Yeah. Because there's going to be news of a new endeavors. But yeah, see, the cycle is willing to change. It's ready to change. But are you going to be an emperor and pick a path? release what's not serving you. Yeah, walk away from anything that makes you question your belief and your faith in yourself. Look at things from a different angle, because right now is a perfect opportunity that if you're willing to learn something new, right now is a perfect opportunity. Because the moon is here again. And there might be things happening behind the scenes, but it's time to release the fears that are holding you back. Make sure that your cup is full, because the wheel is willing to turn in your favor. And yes, you'll be thinking about things from your past, but you'll be wanting to have an equal give and take when it's time to start a new leap of faith as the magician. Look at this. I mean, come. And the Empress is here again. Okay. Well, I thank you guys for coming to the Black-Hearted Oracle. I pray these messages found you well, and I hope that you find your higher self in the quiet places. And may Ma'at hold you in her loving grace. Ashe.